Hi, welcome. My name is Dale McCluskey, and on this video I'd like to discuss the whole balanced trainer approach. The question I'll get is, when people look at what I do, my methodology, they'll ask, like, where do I fall on that spectrum? Am I a traditional trainer, or am I, a learning-based trainer, and where exactly does this, relational model fit in? And I guess the answer to this question is it really doesn't fit in to how it's defined within most of the current models of training. I mean, when you look at what I do and how I go about doing it, this relational model was created from asking the tough questions many years ago. And these tough questions were, why is it that some dogs and owners will succeed while others fail within the exact same methodology or approach to training. But again, to even understand, get a context of that question, you have to begin to see beyond appearances. You have to get a sense of, okay, things aren't lining up. There appears to be a disconnect going on between physical response and relational change. What's going on? And then connect that to unwanted behavior. So to even get a foundation going to ask those questions, you have to be it almost comes down to a character issue. You have to be objective enough to want those answers, to see that. And so, like I said, many years ago, I saw that. I started asking those tough questions. And when you look at the fact that those who have the most difficulty or the hardest struggle with their dog overcoming behavior issues are those who invest at a higher emotional level with their dogs. So that is no accident. That helps to expose this relational connection piece. It brings it together. And even you look at the gender issue. Why is it that if you look at it, over 80%, almost 90% of those that need help with their dogs are women? So if you look at that, now people will take that and immediately say, well, that's a sexist comment. You can take it any way you want. I mean, people can take it any way they want. But you can't ignore the obvious. Okay? I mean, so men think differently than women. So women have a tendency to put more, they're more of an emotional being. They think differently. So they're going to struggle more. So now again, I can make a general comment, but it's about helping the individual, because that's looking at that only leads you to the relational piece. It reveals, it lifts the curtain on it, and that helps you see, gives you clarity. But then you still have to go further to say, and then focus on the individual. So this whole thing about so where do I fall? You look at the balance as a balanced trainer, because people look at me and say, well, how my philosophy is, it's my way or the highway. Absolutely, it creates that by understanding the dogs as relational beings, fully as relational beings. What it does is, and this is what happens, it really will take that ideology to this positive, reward-based, learning theory-based ideology, and fully expose it. It's rotten to the core. It fully exposes that the risk it puts people at. So, but there's relational half-truth in it too, because what I show is dogs are relational beings. So that relational connection is happening throughout. So within all these interplays, within any roadmap, any learning-based roadmap you put in front of me, you'll see it. So even these interplays with whether it's counter conditioning, whether it's using treats, whatever it is, clickers. The problem is people are so hung up on they're worshiping this ideology to such a high level, they're elevating it up, that you can't have a normal conversation because they can't separate themselves away from it. They define who they are within it. So that's why I say it's almost impossible for anyone to see, even get a sense of what I'm talking about. Those that will are those who are using corrective influence, okay, within their model. And that's the other intersecting point. Okay, if you understand where I fit, okay, some of the the real defining themes of looking at where I fit in these categories, where this model really does stand separate and apart from every other model, is you'll see it within the framework of relational and corrective influence. How that's defined. So when you see me bringing influence over a dog's mind, it's different. It's happening at the timing of it is different, because I'm looking through the relational lens. Okay, it's how these interplays, how it's changing how the person thinks, and it's like an echo, how it changes the decision-making process of the dog. So you have to be able to see that beyond appearances. So my system is very, very unique. I mean, you won't find all the techniques I use were developed. Were developed as part of this system. I mean, everything has meaning in it. So again, but this whole thing with my way or the highway, well, yeah, because what I'm doing is, and this is the thing about ideologies or clickers or treats or whatever, body harnesses, whatever people want to put out there, I know how it influences the person's psychology at certain levels. So, that's why I don't go into a situation. I understand that training is an intervention. Once you understand dogs are relational beings, and therefore there's already a misalignment that's happened, okay, there's already a power grab that's taken place, then you can't go in, I won't go into a situation and just all about feelings and making people feel good and leave there knowing the person's going to fail. I mean, but that's what's happening. So I go in, and I'll get them to that edge. I'll get them over to a position where I know they're going to be successful. Yeah, it's going to be tough, kind of tough love stuff, but I sit down with the person, and see, this is the thing, I explain it out. I talk it out, so I get them on the right page so they understand. It's just like parenting. You have to sit down with people, and within less than 5 minutes, people understand this the whole thing with learning theory. I understand. I without going all negative. It's just common sense. I explain it out. People understand it. So anyway, I would really encourage you. I mean, so if you look at me as whatever you want to try to define me within the current framework of whatever it is, you're not going to be able to. I'm not in that box. Okay, I'm outside that box. So it's all about how people think. So anyway, I just encourage you to check out my website. If you have any other questions, phone's ringing. Give me a call. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Thanks very much.